Recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
Nice.
Nice.
It's got a little different setting there.
Yeah, I wanted the old Scott Stapp with arms wide open. And
Did he
yeah, I'm a
sing?
little.
He sang on like he didn't
Yeah,
hold
I
the
think
mic. He had
yeah, he did the mic stand.
mic stand. Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
because he
cool
would go like
move.
this. He would do one of those moves that.
Power triangle.
Yeah, the fucking Triforce. Yeah, he did that one. He did that move. He also did the button down shirt completely unbuttoned.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Uh,
Completely unbuttoned because he was like hairless and ripped,
uh-huh.
like
Honestly,
skinny small guy ripped.
yeah, like singers, they were. Is it all the coke that they're on?
Yeah,
Like
it's drugs
like rock
for sure.
singers, they're. I doubt that they're in the gym all the time. They're just
No,
replacing
because they're
food
like,
with drugs and alcohol,
yeah,
burning
and
like
like,
10,000 calories a show.
yeah, and they're awake for like what, like 6 hours, and that 6 hours they're just like, yeah, doing drugs, playing a concert, probably having unprotected sex, you know, reading the Bible,
Burns tons of calories.
yeah, thumbing through the Bible. Well, yeah, I felt like this was a little more comfortable than my desk, which is right there. But
Yeah, it looks cool. You
it
look
looks like
more
I'm in it.
relaxed.
Looks like I'm in an Airbnb, but I'm not. I am at home. I just don't. You guys just happen to see this wall that has nothing on it. This is the only wall really that has nothing on it.
Hey, that's my
So
style of interior design. If I had my way, these wall, I mean the wall behind me is blank, but all my walls would be totally blank.
yeah, what what is that? I mean, because I I get it. I get that, but it is, I have prescribed subscribed to putting stuff on the walls. I like it. Definitely makes the house a home. It's a nice touch. But I definitely get the no nothing on the wall aesthetic, the serial killer aesthetic.
Yeah, I don't think. And then first thing would pop into people's head is like, oh, Colt must be a minimalist. Not a minimalist because I do hoard stuff. Like I
Yeah.
cannot. I have a hard time throwing away stuff. But when it comes to just interior, making a decision of like how to decorate my room, I just it's not for me. I'm not
Right.
gonna. I can't make a decision, and I don't know what looks good. So I'm just
Hmm.
like blank, nothing.
I'm wearing pants, by the way. This just looks like I'm not wearing pants. The shorts are really short, but I promise you I'm wearing pants. And
Those are some
underwear.
those are some short pants, dude.
Yeah, they're short. It's hot. I mean, it's summer now, so I
Yes, it
got I
is.
got the I got the shorty shorts on. Y'all are lucky I'm wearing a shirt.
You just are you one to do that? Are you exhibitionist in your own home alone?
Sometimes, if it's at night, like you just get out of the shower. But I started taking cold showers now.
Really? Beginning to
I've
end cold showers.
Nah, no, I think we talked about this
Oh yeah.
before. I get in when it's hot,
Oh yeah.
and then I do my business, and then I fucking crank it. I either go gradual or I crank it all the way.
As it gets
Cold.
closer to summer and sweating my I mean actually with my new what's the name of my underwear? Lashavan?
Sure.
Lavashan? Keep mixing it up. I'm sorry. Not a sponsor yet, but
Yet.
when you are a sponsor, I will get your name correct. Um
Right.
I gotta say, my balls aren't sweating.
It's pretty awesome. No
Really
bat wings
awesome.
for you, huh?
I tried other underwear and I'm like, I bet it doesn't make a big difference. It's
Yeah. Um, while while I'm definitely in favor of that, I don't know that I would ever try. those. I'm not a real sweaty
I
guy,
wouldn't.
you know.
Oh, okay. I would never try it just because I would never think about buying for myself.
Yeah,
You gotta have
sure.
someone else buy it for you.
Do you think Andrew Tate and Elliot, I don't know what his first name is,
Who's Elliot?
that like marine car salesman? The guy that was like, I'm gonna hold your entire family hostage, and do you think you could sell?
Oh, those are
Do you
the
still?
same. That's the same crowd. I thought that Elliot guy is a kind of comedian or something, making fun of. He's
No.
serious.
The guy that's like, I'm gonna take your whole family hostage, and you're gonna have
Yeah.
to sell 30 cars in a month.
Oh, that's the alpha guy, the alpha camp guy,
I maybe
boot
I don't
camp
know.
guy, or whatever.
I don't think he does a boot. Maybe he does a boot camp. I'm not sure. But he's like he's talking about like selling cars.
Yeah,
He looks like a Marine drill sergeant
I got you. I
or drill
got you.
instructor. Yeah.
Can't believe they stopped popping up on my
Really?
algorithms. Yeah.
Elliot is like every day. I see a new video of his every day.
I haven't the only videos I saw are the ones you shared with me. That's weird. Usually our algorithm is pretty
Synced up.
synced up. That one's not.
I'm gonna see what
I
his
think YouTube just
first name is.
realized, okay, this guy's into video games and jujitsu. He's
Yeah.
not going to be interested in this.
Andy. What a beta last name though, Andy.
Andy
Yeah.
Elliot Andy, that's his name.
No, Andy Elliott.
Andy Elliot. So first names.
Yeah, pretty beta first name, Andy, if you're listening to this. I'd call you Andy. Hey Andy. I'm kidding.
The crowd. You mean the fan base? What do you think about him?
Yeah, do you think they wear these like, you know, ball separation, genital separating underwear? Do you think they
No.
wear this stuff? No.
Your balls should be cramped up
Yeah.
like in the trenches,
Mm-hmm.
sweating. And you should learn to enjoy it because you know
Yeah.
what? That's how the caveman did it. As soon as they could clothe themselves, the primal caveman, they had their balls tied up tight.
Yeah. The T levels went plummeted. When the testes were free, the T levels were through the roof. And
Right.
as soon as you cage those animals, by the way, I am wearing shorts, just so you guys know. That as soon as you cage those animals, the T levels plummeted. Like like your monthly sales numbers, they plummeted.
You gotta have those balls in the wind.
Yeah. You got to have them, but the thing is he wears the tightest khaki pants I've ever seen in my entire life.
The Elliot guy.
Yeah. And he has the same outfit. He wears like extreme, like skin tight khakis and a belt with some really stupid belt buckle, you know, and a t-shirt with Elliot across it tucked in.
How's he tuck that into the tight pants?
Maybe it's hemmed right, like perfectly at his waistband.
And
So I don't know.
he sews it into his skin.
Yeah, probably that's probably it. He
Something
probably
alpha
sews it
like
into
that,
his
right?
skin. It's fucking hella alpha. Yeah. So he doesn't have to
uh
put sunblock on his body.
yeah, the crowd for the Elliot Tate or the Andrew and Elliot Tate crowd. Andrew Tate, Elliot, Andy Elliot crowd.
They're both
They're both
Andys.
Andys. Huh.
They're both Andys. Hmm.
Both have
That's kind of weird.
Woody dolls.
Yeah.
Toy Story
You know,
reference.
did you know those guys? You know those like in their secret bedroom chambers. You walk in there and they
They're
got a
like they're
security
ponies.
stuffed animal. Yeah.
They're my Little Pony freaks.
My Little Pony freaks. They got the Woody doll. Everything's pink and purple and glitter.
I mean, if I'm sure there's a crowd of people who watch them and really get some motivation and something that they need and something that helps them.
Yeah,
I guess I
like
should
being
feel
angry
lucky.
at people.
Yeah, I guess I should feel lucky that I don't I don't need to get anything from them.
Yeah.
And I kind of get where they're coming from, but I feel like it's kind of, for me, I feel like a lot of what they're saying is kind of common sense. Some people want to hear it a certain way that's shouted at them. Uh, sure, go for it.
The thing about it is like what's kind of crazy is like the ratio of how many people, like the amount of money he's making on social media. Like I'm sure he's making a lot of money, these companies hiring him to go, you
Motivational
know what I mean?
speaking kind of thing.
Yeah. But like the amount of change he's actually having on people is probably like insignificant,
Long
right?
term
Really,
change on.
truly insignificant. But the amount of traffic and like revenue and whatever on social media that he gets from peddling his snake oil essentially is like the ratio of that is wild, you
Mm,
know, versus like I went and saw, I don't know, like seeing, I don't know, like seeing like a really great concert, or going to like, I went to the National Gallery last week and looked
yeah,
at a bunch of like Rembrandts and Monets and like really cool, you know what I mean, like stuff that the majority of people never see, but it's
right.
like, you know what I mean, it's really like that's the stuff that actually like shapes culture. But I guess Andy Elliott, maybe he is too. I don't know, because there's definitely,
I mean, if a majority of his audience are guys who are just doing nothing and literally not have zero drive and just making all wrong decisions in their life, then listening to what they say could get you. I mean, yeah, actually following what they say could get you on the right track. I think, because from what I saw, Andy Elliott is mostly is he's just telling you to like work hard,
yeah.
like just yeah, it's gonna suck, but just do it. Like I feel like
He's telling you to hire somebody to kidnap your entire family
I don't think he's doing that.
so you have the motivation to sell 50 cars in a week.
Yeah, I mean that rationalization though, I feel like you can apply that to anything. Oh, I really don't want to blah 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 today. Yeah, I bet you'd want to do it if I kidnapped your kid and told you you have to do it or else I'll kill him. Like,
Well,
okay,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, I would. You're right. It's like, are you gonna hold that over my head for everything that I don't want to do?
And then it's also like, and by that rationale, it's like, you know, okay, well, if you're gonna hold that kind of like fire under my ass, I'm not gonna sell cars. I'm gonna be a painter. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like that's where I'm coming from. Like that's why I like just shifted to what um I want, like I'm doing now. I was like, man, if because I when I was student teaching, I saw how hard these like band directors work and how many hours they work. And they do. They work extremely hard. And teachers don't get paid enough money for the amount of work that they do, period. And so I was like, and I'm selfish and lazy, and I was like, if I'm gonna be if look, I'm already working as much as a band director is, and I can already tell, and it's not everything's for everybody, right? I could tell that this was not for me. So I was like, but I know I can put this many hours into something. So why don't I just do that with the trumpet and then just see if I like that better? And it worked out. So like, I don't know. I I feel like the I know Elliot and Tate they're two different. I mean, they're the same kind of like toxic, gross guy or whatever. But I mean, they're peddling two different things. But um, I feel like it's. I mean, hope like I don't know. He's like talking to salespeople so like companies can grow their bottom line. Where it should be like you should just like free your mind and your body if you're gonna work so hard just to make money. Like Okay, fine. But why not work really hard and do something that's like really maybe going to fulfill you, even though it maybe doesn't pay a, crap ton of money. I don't know. That's just my.
There's a guy I've been listening. I like his energy a lot more. There's a guy on YouTube called Pirate Software, and Mike's weird.
A little bit.
It like
It's doing that pulsating thing.
pulsing thing.
This is the stuff you paid for, people.
Still, is it still doing it? He tested out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Shoot.
Shooting, farting.
You can edit this stuff out. Hold on.
I won't edit it out. Edited it out.
You're not gonna edit it.
No, I'll just keep talking. What I was gonna say, and I don't know why I put at the end of this. The topic is Andrew Tate and Andy Elliott. Okay, so now we'll switch to the crowd. The people that listen to these guys. I think, but I hope is that I think these guys and gals maybe need to like pick up a book too, you know? I think they need to have so different escapes. I don't know, like broaden your mind a little bit. I don't know, 'cause like if you're and I've never been one to struggle with like I don't know, motivation to like exercise or to eat good or to like do stuff. I struggle with doing stuff that I don't want to do. That's definitely a struggle of mine. And maybe these guys, that's the whole thing is like, I don't want to sell cars. So why would I want to sell cars? So I get why maybe, they got Elliot in their face, with their freaking skin tight chinos in their face, screaming at them to sell 50 cars a week or whatever. But
I think our generation though was kind of raised where if you apply yourself to something that you really enjoy, you'll end up working harder at it and therefore be
yeah,
more successful. At least I heard a lot of that growing up. I I don't fully believe it to the sense of what you love will always be something that makes money, or what you do to make money will always be something you love. I think I kind of I feel differently about that as I've grown up, but I do believe that you just got to do stuff. You got to try and do stuff. Doing nothing is not gonna work, is not gonna work out for you. But yeah, whether it's
yeah,
reading a book, enjoying the arts, or exercising and applying yourself to improving yourself at various skills, like all of that is good advice generally. But I get where you're coming from, where if you're gonna spend time in grinding out stuff at a job that you hate already and just telling someone to work harder at it, it's going to lead to more depression probably. I'm guessing the people that he's speaking to that are not really holding up like the bottom line of the company, they're probably depressed and hate their job. So just telling them to work harder at it and grind it and say, "Hey, if your family was kidnapped, I bet you do it." It's like, "Yeah, I would, but they're not kidnapped and I also hate it. So what do you want me to do about my life right now?"
yeah. And he also employs these like tactics of like, um, I mean, he just like flat out calls people like a fat piece of shit, or calls people like ugly, like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay. I mean, that's like you're talking about you literally. This is like Marine boot camp where you've signed up, and I guess companies have. I mean, I wouldn't want to work for a company that literally is like, I can't say this to people, so I'm gonna hire somebody to say this to people. You know what I mean? That's basically what they're doing. Or maybe they're signing up to go to this thing. I'm not really sure.
We
Um,
are we are just seeing snippets of it, so maybe there's like there's like
Right.
phases of the camp. Like maybe he
Yeah.
starts off all warm and cuddly at first, and then he ramps it up, and then he ends a little bit.
I don't think so.
Is it right out the
I
gate?
I think from the jump he walks in, he goes, "Hey, fatso, get up here." You know, he's like, he's take off all your clothes. You know,
Look at him. Look at me and look at him. What's the difference?
what's the difference? I eat cats for a living. I ate this man's cat just 30 minutes ago. You guys like,
What?
what? That's right, big boy. I ate your cat. What are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna sell 60 cars this week? You wait a minute, you ate my cat? Yeah, that's right. That's pure protein that you weren't utilizing to move inventory. So now I took advantage. I capitalized on that on your shortcomings. Now
you
I'm
don't
one
have a cat.
step ahead of the competition. You don't deserve to feed that cat because you can't sell 50 cars in one day. The number just keeps getting more and more outrageous.
In one day.
If you can't sell
Before your lunch
20,000,
break.
yeah, I don't know. But like, I think we've talked about this before. Like, I don't think you need to like go from like not working out to like you need to have a six pack. It's like
Right.
I don't know, man. Like, start by like reading good books, listening to good music, getting out of the house, you know, on your lunch or getting out of the office on your lunch break and getting some sun on your face.
Yeah.
Maybe try not like working so hard. I don't know. Maybe try just quitting your shitty job and like I don't know, having like four roommates and working something that sounds fun. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Well, that's
If
why I
that's
was
all if that's all not working, try something else.
right. That's what I was bringing up, that pirate software guy. He's a game developer, coder, software developer, but his stream is blown up because he's like, for some reason people are asking him for advice, and he has this very like down to earth, sensible advice, which is usually around the fact of like, you are not your job. Like, you don't define yourself by your work. You should be more than your job. Like the same thing
Yeah.
that people talk about other people's, like, you are not just X. You are more than that. You are all of those things combined. So do more things, do like experience more things, and enhance yourself as a person that way. And then, it generally will solve problems as far as like motivation, getting out of depression, attractiveness to the other, to your desired partner, like fixing those things, and experiencing more enjoyment out of life that way is generally going to improve your life in the long run. And I think it's a lot. It might be a little hippy dippy compared to, especially
Yeah.
compared to Andrew Tate and Andy Elliott, but still, it's like, I think that's what people really need to hear.
Which the one you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, I understand if you're like maybe if you're really underachieving and you do have like a family
mhm,
and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you should probably like, you know, you're under a different set of circumstances, I guess. If you're like a perpetual failure and you know, you really in that case, yeah, you really do need to like, get it in gear because like people are relying on you to
mhm.
survive. I get that. But if you're, I don't know, if you're a single person and you're kind of just stuck, like I don't see the harm unless you have crippling debt. I mean, it's all, look, don't take advice from us. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I don't know. I just don't see I just don't think it's like ever too late to pivot, you know, to like try something else. I
Well,
don't
yeah,
know.
that's why this pirate software guy, he doesn't say, if you don't like your job. Yeah, my microphone's being weird, isn't it? He doesn't say, if you don't like your job, quit your job and then go do something. He says, first of all, don't quit your day job. You need
Yeah.
that. to pay your
Sure.
bills,
Yeah.
but utilize your free time a little bit better to enjoy more activities and experience more things, to be more than just your job. And maybe, yeah, you can pivot later. Maybe those things
Yeah.
that you're going to find enjoyment out end up being, leading to new avenues and making more connections that way. But yeah,
Yeah.
I just think, yeah, you need to do it. You need to work to get a baseline of happiness,
Yeah.
and then hopefully you're more by enjoying your life more, you'll be more efficient, hopefully. But
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of books,
what are you
I've
reading?
been well, I'm trying to I've been sick, so I haven't been reading a ton because every time I try to read, I'm already drowsy as it is, and I'll read one page and I'm just like nodding off,
Dude,
you
that's
know.
real.
Yeah, it's really bad. But then once I start, okay, then I'm like, okay, I'll just close my eyes a little bit. And I'm not kidding you, I have this really bad problem of like if I start laying around and taking a nap, immediate anxiety over it. Like and like negative self-talk of like get the hell up. You should not be there's like
Andy
10 things
Elliott
you need to
here.
be. Yeah, Andy Elliott is like, yeah, you want a nap? The competition's just sold 10 cars right now.
You're not even a car
I'm
salesman.
not even a car salesman. No, but I finally bought Between Two Fires and I'm looking
Oh,
forward to reading that
nice.
one. Yeah. Um
It's a quick
and
read. It's like, yeah, you'll be burning through it, pun intended.
yeah. Okay, thanks. What is this Mariko Aoki
Yeah,
phenomenon?
it's a good segue. I don't know how long we could talk about it, but mentioning books, Mariko Aoki. The Japanese have this amazing. Nah, it's named after a Japanese person who posted in an article about this phenomenon that they noticed, and it's when you walk into a bookstore, you immediately have the urge to utilize their bathroom facilities
Oh, interesting.
to make a deposit in the
Oh, to poop in the bathroom?
yeah.
Whoa, I don't ever have that, but this is interesting.
I remember my sister sent it to me because she remembered my dad. Whenever,
Oh
for some
boy.
reason, whenever he would visit us at Tech, like he would always look for the first stop would not be to meet me. It would be to go to the Texas Tech library
Uh-huh.
every time. I don't
And
know
use the
why.
quiet bathroom?
Yeah, he loved the bathroom at the library. So like, yeah, maybe Mariko Aoki's onto something.
Secret bathroom.
Yeah.
I had a secret bathroom in grad school.
In grad school you did?
Yeah, it was because we had a pretty nice like performing arts center,
Mm-hmm.
and it was only like the concert hall was only used by the orchestra, and the orchestra only met like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever the schedule was. So like the other times it was just empty. So no one was over on that end of the
Paul.
performing arts center. Yeah. Now the Fort Collins Symphony used it too, but they rehearsed at night. So during the day, whatever, it was empty. And there was a restroom, a men's restroom in the back corner.
Whoa.
Yeah. Quiet. Always quiet. Nobody was ever in there. Yeah. Secret restroom.
It's like cat behavior going off.
I think yeah.
Where's
Yeah. Or
Robert
like a
going?
dog when they die.
Yeah.
They go find a place to die alone. Man, that's crazy, right? The dogs do that.
Yeah, cats do
Or
it
do
too.
all animals do that?
Yeah.
They go find a like
I think if
so
you
they don't
have an
like
outdoor animal, it's gonna do it.
is that so like nobody eats them or something like that?
Yeah,
Nobody in the herd eats
maybe
them.
they don't want to burden their pack with their dead body and attract unwanted visitors to their pack. I don't know. I'm not a
Necromancers.
I'm not a necromancer.
They don't want the village necromancer to to have to have secret rituals on their to use her body parts for secret rituals.
Man, if wizards and necromancers and stuff were real and that was like a real concern, that
That's like
this would be
like
crazy.
20 million years ago. That's actually the reason dogs went off, because the Pax necromancer would get a hold of the body and try and reanimate the corpse, and the
uh,
necromancers would amass an army far greater than
they're
the
preventing world
the tribe
domination.
leader. Yeah, essentially. That's a really alpha move, you know.
uh, yeah, that's
Lesser animals would die near the herd, so the necromancer could so they could seek retribution with the Lord of the Dark Arts.
yeah, that's why we don't see larger undead animals around. The more
Yeah.
intelligent animal beings, they avoid those necromancers.
Yeah, you never see like an undead elephant walking around.
Oh, that would be scary, dude.
That would be crazy scary. Speaking of zombies, well, so I started watching and then finished watching Fallout.
Yeah,
And I gotta say, we didn't talk about this last time, right?
you didn't finish it last time, but we talked about
Okay.
Fallout. Yeah,
It's the best video game adaptation
that's what everyone's
I've ever
saying.
I've ever seen, period. It is so good. It's like very, 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 very well done. Yeah, I was very impressed.
So yeah, in the game world. They did a good job of. You said they came out with like a big update for their Fallout games when
It's
they
genius.
yeah. I think it would have been more genius if they had come out with a new Fallout game,
Or like a DLC or something,
a
maybe.
DLC or something. But yeah, the spikes in traffic to all the games, like players going back to play Fallout because of all the
I started a
feelings
new
of
game
getting
last
going.
night.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I wanted to see what the PS5 optimization looked like.
Yeah, that's how you know. That's how you know it was a good game adaptation, where people are watching a show and they want to go back and play the game to get those same feelings.
Yeah, and don't make fun of me, people, because all you freaking dorks that watch Queen's Gambit and then wanted to be professional chess players,
Same thing.
this is no this is no different. However, I was already on the Fallout bandwagon, okay?
It's
I was
true.
in there before you idiots wanted to play chess, watching Queen's Gambit, watching some fictional show about
Fallout is
somebody.
also fictional, by the way.
Not yet, okay?
Oh,
There's potential
true.
for it to be real,
That's
okay?
true. That's true. Good point.
Yeah, this whole fantasy about an American trying to be better at chess than a Russian person, that's pure fiction, okay? Pure fiction. No, I'm kidding. Um, but no, it's good. I was speaking about because the ghouls. Yeah, the
Yeah.
ghouls. Everything. The ghouls were great. Um, how they just like how they were able to
Are there feral like the feral ghouls in the show?
yeah, so they're like and they explain why they become feral and stuff. And it's
Yeah.
just like they tied every like loose and it's just like I wish they had done Three Body Problem like that. They didn't.
Yeah.
They did Three Body Problem dirty compared to Fallout.
Well, I haven't seen it, but most people are talking about the set design is just so detailed, and there's
Yeah.
so many references to the games that's what people want. Like you can stray from the story a bit, you can even write your own story in the world, but as long as you're creating the world honestly, I think that's the key to making a good adaptation.
Yeah, absolutely. The world is 100% like the Fallout world and they took bits and pieces from Fallout 4 and like kind of twisted it a little bit and I th- I don't know if they took anything cuz I think actually Fallout 4 I think maybe do they have parallel timelines to Fallout 3 or is it after, do you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the, the years that it happens.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I think that the ending now spoiler alert. All right. I think the ending of Fallout 4, I think one of the main characters walks up on Megaton. I think.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
From
So I
Fallout 3.
think from Fallout 3, yeah. Um, anyways, great show. Go watch it. It's it is really well done. Now one of the Nolan brothers freaking wrote
Hmm.
and directed it, so it's like,
I
it's
think
pretty.
the worst adaptations come from people who are like, okay, we want to make a movie about this game because the game is popular, and then we need a writer. So we need a writer to make a like write a good story, but they're like they're two separate entities. They're like, we're gonna tell the story that we want to tell, and then we're just gonna smash it and force it into this setting of this video game. And
And
even
you get The Witcher.
and then you get The Witcher. You get The Witcher. You get uh every other adaptation for any game. It's like
Yeah,
they had two separate things going on. But like,
yeah,
yeah, the story doesn't really matter as long as we put it in this world. It's like, okay, you got to make the world correct though. The world has
yes,
to make sense in that, or the story has to make sense in that world. And The
right.
Witcher makes no sense. The characters
No,
don't make any sense. Yeah, The Witcher, hot garbage.
hot garbage. That thing can die in hell. That thing can go back to the celestial demon hell wherever those fake monsters fucking came from.
Yeah.
Horse shit. I'm glad Cavill, Henry
Cavill
Cavill. I'm glad he left. Smart
got
man,
out of
that
there.
one. Yeah, he's gonna make more terrible Superman movies. Um, Pigeons are the hobos of
Absolutely.
birds. Yeah, I was driving. I was driving. I was
I
driving
know it.
home. I was driving home the other day, and just two pigeons just came out from under. I was on. It's like 2 lane. There's just a 2 lane street, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's parked cars on either side, right? So it's just a line of cars, road, my road, and so whatever. I'm painting a scene here, and I'm waiting at a red light, got my windows down, weather's beautiful, and I look over and just two pigeons come out from under a parked car, and they just start walking around, just
Like
in the
pigeons
street,
do.
pecking at the ground,
Mhm.
just like eating stuff, and I'm just like, that's disgusting.
Do you ever think of like there's always some pigeons where you look at them and you're like, dang, what have you been through, dude?
Yeah,
Like
we got one of them's got one leg.
they're looking raw.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
speaking of animals just going off and dying, sometimes pigeons just give up.
Oh, dude, I saw a rat the other day that was like, this is really sad. It was like raining outside. It was just sitting on the sidewalk, just in the rain. And I was like,
He's up to his eyeballs in debt. That's why he's
and
got a
then
family
I
of
walk
like 10,000 rats at home, all of his kids. He's got to think of a way to take care of them, and his job pays nothing because he's a rat. He's in a rough place.
yeah. And I walked by the next day and it had perished on the sidewalk.
Oh god.
It just, it literally waited for itself to die, to expire.
Oh, that's depressing,
Yeah.
man.
So depressing. Because it like, there's something wrong when a rat doesn't run from you. And it just like, I walked right by it and it just like sat there like it was like a domesticated dog. It just like waiting for a pet, but it
Yeah.
just is a rat.
Just
Anyways, these
either
pigeons,
save me or kill me. Yeah.
yeah, these pigeons just walked out like they owned the place and were just like pecking at the ground. And I was just like, what? I just like, I hadn't really sat and thought about how crazy it is that, I don't know, these just creatures just I don't know, it's just like dinosaur beings just walking around eating shit off the street,
Janitors, they're the they clean up the stuff that no one wants to clean up.
and they've had to adapt to the world that like we've built too.
Yeah.
Like we call them disgusting creatures, but that's only because we've created this artificial world where they're picking stuff out of like a discarded baby diaper,
Hmm.
that we put in the trash, and then they are forced to literally eat out of it, and then we're like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
When they should be eating like nuts and grass and shit like that, right?
Right.
But instead,
I wonder that sometimes whenever because like there's some beautiful parks and at least some like a little like mountains and trees and stuff. It's like why are the pigeons choosing to live under a gutter?
free food,
Yeah, I guess so. They
easy food,
prefer
man.
to eat the leftover food that some intoxicated people ejected from their bodies the night before.
Oh,
Humans
brutal.
are just these walking like food dispensers
Yeah,
for
that
them.
are food themselves.
And by the way, when I said they're janitors, I didn't. That was not a knock on the noble profession. It was the pigeons are serving. They're serving a role in the city.
They're urban vultures.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Stellar Blade. Have you kept up?
I
We've
mean,
talked about it a little bit,
yeah,
but
I've noticed some of the game and streamers that I'm following. They're covering the game now more and more. I think Stellar Blade is putting out some money to get people to promote it to certain places because suddenly like, a lot of streamers like, hey, the game is famous for the outrageous female bodies in the game, but also it's pretty fun. Like they have to keep adding that. Like, okay, if the game is gonna sell itself as what it is a uh just a you know a pinup doll game, they don't need to they just need to stick with that, I think. But
yeah.
what are you hearing from it?
No, I just think okay, here's a article on Forbes. Stellar Blade is now the highest user score PS5 game
Really?
ever,
Huh.
ever, which is a bit excessive apparently. Stellar Blade continues its cycle of discourse that alternates between culture wars and actual examination of the game's quality. And now it's hit a very unexpected high watermark, combining both of those. As it stands, Stellar Blade is the highest user score PS5 game of the entire generation on Metacritic, evaluating it above strong 82 Metascore, which is pretty good, 9.2 out of 10. Highs Cyberpunk 2077, which is pretty good. Um, anyways, I think the reason this game gets a lot of flack is like what you said. And it says here, can't help it that this Forbes article continues. I can't help but acknowledge that some of this is due to the culture war angle here, with a certain segment of
Yeah.
the voting population giving it tens for what it represents with an unabashedly sexy character as its lead. Something some of these players I think is not enough in games now. I don't know what that means. Um, so yeah, basically they took this extremely polished game. Like I've seen like gameplay of it, and it's like it's impressive. Like, and it's like what you would hope a game would be, like a finished product. There's like not many bugs. It's playable. The combat is really good. I haven't played it. I probably won't ever play it. I have friends that have played it. They say it's great.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like a gotcha game where
Yeah.
it's like sexy, you know, cyborg. Do they acknowledge that it's a gender? I don't even know.
Hey, they look like a gender.
They are female presenting and they are, yes, very hyper sexualized.
Yeah.
And they lean into it.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot whenever someone's saying, yeah, if there were no negative comments, it goes without saying that there would not be as high a number of pins. And
Right.
so now when people are voting or rating it, they're rating it based relative to the negative comments that they're seeing.
Right.
So and
So
it
for
goes both
yeah.
ways. I'm sure people who are rating it negatively are probably overly negative with it simply
Right.
from the fact of what it represents.
I see.
So no one's being honest with what the game actually is.
Right. I think that I mean it's like I've seen gameplay of it and I've seen streamers play it and it does look great. The game, the graphics look great. You know, the combat looks great, the artwork looks great. Um, you know, I think it's just like a little eye rolly to literally have like I don't know, this like I guess quote unquote idealized female figure, like
Yeah.
I mean like hyper sexualized, like the clothing is just like painted on or
Well,
whatever.
the way that games were going though, certain game industry or game companies was opposite, where it's like, okay, if you have female characters, they cannot look any like no sex appeal at all to
Yeah,
the caveman brain.
sure.
And I think maybe when Stellar Blade also when they made it, they're like, you know what, we're gonna swing the other way. Pendulum's
Pendulum is
gonna come
swinging.
back on this one.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the reviews are also doing the same thing.
I just imagine like some guy playing it in his like man cave or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and then his girlfriend or wife or partner, whoever, walks in. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's no, I it's like trust
The
me,
storyline's
the
amazing.
the combat is freaking ridiculous. Okay,
Yeah.
it's these combos and like
But you've just been
the
sliding up and down the ladder for the last 3 hours. What's your gameplay time on this? 27 200 270 hours? The game just came out last week.
just came out. Did you quit your job?
Sliding up and down the ladder.
No, the parry mechanics in this are insane. Yeah, I'll never play it, but I just I think it's an interesting I don't know, because you already hear about, you know, just like how sexualized video games can be, you know?
Totally.
And yeah, they were just like, whatever. And then turned it up to 11, you know, or
Right.
10. They turned it up to 10. I don't
I
know.
mean,
Look it up. Look up Stellar Blade.
yeah,
Come to it
just look it up
yourself,
and
of course.
that's the whole game right there.
Yeah.
It's not the
But I
whole
gotta
game.
say,
The storyline's amazing.
it looks it look I will say like I would give it a higher score than Cyberpunk because when Cyberpunk came out, that was an unplayable piece of garbage. And this game looks like completely polished.
Oh, okay. That's good.
It does. Like no seemingly no performance issues, you know, no like bugs or anything like that. And it like I just wonder they were like, well, it's kind of boring that we made a perfect game. What can we do to really get some traction on
It's
this
really
thing?
good marketing for sure.
Let's just put a sexy anime lady as the lead character, and not only that, we're gonna call them angels because they're called angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll see what kind of traction that gets,
It's like that
and
meme.
of course we'll put you know, the one of the main achievements is are the different cosmetics, the unlockable
Unlocking the
cosmetic
yeah.
kits, yeah, that you can get throughout. Yeah.
There's another game called Eve Online, I think, and they did a similar thing where they sexualized a cosmetic for the characters. But what they did to balance it was, okay, this is literally a skin tight armor suit for females. It's not going to have good stats. It's actually going to reduce. So it's like, okay, if you're going to make this cosmetic change to your character because you want to see your naked character, you're also going to have a gameplay like flaw or a disadvantage for not
Yeah.
wearing any clothes in space.
Debuff, yeah.
Yeah, debuff.
They got around this and they also leaned into it because one of the last suits you can unlock is literally like a one piece black lace.
It's
Like
just lingerie.
it's lingerie.
Or-
That's one of the highest rated like armors that you can get in the game.
oh gosh.
They went full, you know, I don't know. And in my world especially, like, I don't know if you've followed there's a lot like I don't know if you and I have talked about the New York Phil trumpet player.
Maybe
The
not.
okay.
Off stream, you mean, or off
Yeah, I
episode?
can't remember if we had talked about it, but yeah, there's like a whole big controversy now of the
Yeah.
Matt Monkey in the New York Phil trumpet player now coming out with like, and it's just like like coinciding with like this video game. It's just like I don't know. It's hard. It's kind of not that they're the same, right? Not exactly the same, but it's just like I don't know. Because I really love video games and I love like you know orchestral music and that culture, and I like the people that I've met in the being a
Careful.
professional music.
Careful.
I've only met him once, and I don't know anything about him other than he's a creep. But like it is like it's hard for me to like I don't know. I don't think I would feel weird playing a game like that with you know what I mean? Like with a lot of like colleagues of mine are female. It's just
Ah,
you know what I
interesting.
mean? It's just like it's just
I
kind of
like to say
weird.
when people, if someone, just think about how you would feel if someone were to walk in while you're playing the game.
I would not want that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's
weird.
like that
I'm
should be the
getting
baseline. It's like if you can only
exactly.
feel comfortable playing this game alone,
No, it's just exactly. Yeah, that's
probably not.
yeah. So like that's why I bring that up. It's just like I would feel like icky. I don't know, you know? And maybe I don't know, maybe I can't separate the two, but it's just I understand that like okay, like it looks like a like from a mechanical and engineering standpoint, it may be a great game, but I just feel it feels weird.
I felt a
It
little
just
bit
feels a
like
little
that
weird.
with Baldur's Gate 3
Yeah.
because it got it they went full nudity option in the
Yeah.
game, which I think
Yeah.
is a little bit too, what do you call it? Excessive. But and then
Cyberpunk did the same thing.
they sexualized every character to where basically every character wants to sleep with you.
Yeah.
And even I don't know if there's achievements for it or not, but they kind of incentivize it. And so
Yeah.
there's certain parts of the game where it's like, okay, I gotta my like I'm not gonna watch two animated characters go at it while with my wife in the room. It's like, what
Yeah.
is she gonna think about me while I'm playing this game? That is a great game.
Sure.
So
Game of the year.
yeah, so I would just like, yeah, I'm gonna opt out of all of this extra content.
Yeah. And by the way, go read the I think it's on Vulture or something like that. The article, the New York Phil article about all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to do that.
If y'all have heard it, share the story. It's like it's insane that, you know, these two guys were able to come back to work. I don't know. It's horrible. Um but yeah. Um it's and I'm not saying that like these people are like, I don't know, but it's just like I just feel if for me, I'm not going to play the game just because it feels a little weird to me.
Mm.
I'm not saying they're committing any sort of like crime, creating like a game like this where they're like making the lead like hypersexualized. But for me, I don't know. It just feels weird to play a game like that. Anywho's,
They know what they're doing.
uh, they do know what they're doing, and it feels a little dirty. So whatever, they can make their money if they want. Okay, people walking their dog while riding a bike.
I just put this because it popped in my head because I was watching people do this. But you had mentioned people walking their dog without a leash. How do you feel about people who are riding a bike and walking their dog at the same time? Yay or nay?
The dog is on the leash?
Yeah. Is that better or worse than walking a dog without a leash?
The dog's on the leash.
So it's okay.
It's better. It's certainly better than the dog off leash. Yeah.
Then should the person on the bike be in the bike lane or on the sidewalk?
They should be in the bike lane. But then that serves a danger to the dog for the dog being in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's taking up so much real estate on the road or the sidewalk, and it's
Yeah.
dangerous if the dog
I
like
see.
sees a squirrel.
Yeah.
You don't have control. You don't have fully control of both the bike and the dog
Right.
if you're on a bike and the dog's on a leash.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I think
Yeah,
it
change your
poses a
opinion.
danger.
I made a good point. Go ahead and change your mind. Backtrack on
Yep.
what you said.
I'm backtracking here. I think it does pose a danger to the dog first and foremost. If you have that thing on a leash and you have to stop suddenly and
Yeah.
you're going full tilt on a bike, you have to stop suddenly. So you're
The
like,
dog is just like,
yeah, and you have to yank that thing's neck, when
yeah.
if you have to stop. And if you're on the street with your dog, like the dog should be on the sidewalk, you know what I
Right.
mean? Or like safely within the grassy area of a park or something like that if it's off leash. Um so yeah, but it's still on a leash, I guess. And I think it's still better than off leash,
Uh-huh.
but it's not great. It's like 0.2% better than off leash.
True. I mean, yeah, off
Yeah.
leash, the dog is obviously a threat to a danger to anyone and to
And
itself.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cool. Well,
how do you feel doing the pod on the couch in without any pants on?
I don't have any pants on.
You keep
Um
lifting your leg up, like I keep expecting to see shorts, and there's still no shorts. It's
the
like-
shorts, they still like here's the end of the camera. I still got like there's like a couple inches of no shorts.
Those are way too short, bro.
They're pretty short, but they are comfortable, especially when it's pretty hot in here. I keep it pretty warm. What do y'all keep y'all's thermostat set at?
What do we do?
Yeah.
We're not running any AC right now.
So what's the temps inside your apartment?
I don't know. I don't have a thermometer.
You don't have a thermometer in there?
Thermometer. I don't know if it. Yeah, it doesn't tell us the indoor temp because I don't have.
Can y'all not set?
Our in our apartment we have a standing. What do you call it? Air conditioner unit. It's not like
Yeah.
HVAC or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means either, but I can't see the temperature unless the air conditioner's on and the air
Okay.
conditioner's off.
So what do y'all set it to in the summer?
In the summer is set to usually like 28.
American speak, please.
I think that would be, what is that? 28 is pretty hot actually. I think we usually set to like 26. That's like 80. That's way too hot. We
That's
definitely
way
okay. We
too
definitely
hot.
do like 23 then.
So what's that, like 76, 78?
Yeah, 70, 74, 75, something like that.
Oh shit, okay. Mine's set to 76 right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're running AC right now?
I'm running it.
Yeah, Allie, she waits a long time before she lets that AC come on.
Same. I wait till it starts hitting the 80s outside and then I turn it on.
Yeah.
As soon as we start cracking into the 80s, I turn it on, but I also wait. And the other thing is like I have a gas fireplace and y'all saw it when y'all were here.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I didn't turn on the
Heater.
central heat once this year.
Nice.
And sometimes I'll leave the windows open at night, even when it's like 40 outside.
Yeah.
I'll like crack the windows.
We were there in winter and it was warmer there than it was in Texas.
Yeah, it was.
Weird.
So weird. All right.
Anyway.
So What have we learned? Read a book.
Read a book. Hire someone to kidnap your family.
Yep.
So that
Not
you
too
can,
much money though,
Yeah.
because you need to have an IRA. I mean, you need to be moving cars. You need to be moving
First
inventory.
and
Hopefully, you
foremost,
have,
move cars.
and then yeah, stack the cash. You know, hire somebody to kidnap your family, so you're moving more inventory. Pet a pigeon. Don't buy Stellar Blade.
Yeah. Test out the bookstore effect, the Mariko Aoki. Next time you see a bookstore, walk in, take a little notice of what your body does. See if it's true
Yeah.
or false.
See if those bowels start quivering.
Yeah.
And yeah, go check out that New York Phil article and share that story, because it is important to share the story of these people, because it's yeah, because assholes suck, and
But
they need to be
you're
held
letting
accountable.
rather than tell us about it yourself, you want to let people read it and make their own decisions.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure the decision is clear. I just want people to, like, I want, yeah, go and actually look at the story versus my dumbass telling you about it.
I got it.
You'll be appalled. Yeah, you'll be appalled. Anyways, we'll end on a positive note there.
Yeah. Good episode, bro.
Hey, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Hold on. How do I stop the recording? Bye.
Bye.
Recording stop.